Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks for joining me today, and I must say Happy New Year to you all. I hope you've all had a really lovely Christmas. I know a few of you have been poorly, so I really hope you're feeling a bit better and that this year is going to be a really good year for you. Well, for us all, especially on here, we've got such a lovely community. So, as I say, it's lovely that we can spend some time together. Now, a few of you have been in touch and said this time of year, you almost get a bit, you don't know what to do. And Mr. Mojo goes on holiday. I think he goes away for Christmas and forgets to come back. So you've been asking me how I approach things. And I must admit, I find it a good time to do two things. One, to tidy out my craft room. So I try and get a bit organised, and it makes me feel better because I've sorted out things like, and I stock up on things. So, for instance, my glues. You know, I tidy out any sort of, some of them that dry up or that you haven't used for a while, and you keep them and you can't use them. So I tend to make sure I've got plenty on order, so I know I'm stocked up on my glue, my tape, my ink pads. I check all my ink pads. And I find it a good time for that. Also, I hunt out products I haven't used or that I've bought or maybe I've got for Christmas. So, as you know, I got the stamping foam for Christmas and I've loved playing with that. But before Christmas, I bought myself the Distress Glaze. Haven't used that yet. So, in my journal, I make myself a little list of products I need to use. And you know what? That helps my mojo come back because then I research the products and it gives me almost a reason to craft. So, two things, I tidy up, throw away half-used things, put things in order, and look for products that I haven't used and make a list of those. And then the other thing I do that helps is I get my half-finished pieces. Now, you know what us crafters are like, ladies and gents, don't you? We have lots of these. Now, as I say, with the stamping foam, a bit like the gel press for me, you just use it and use it. So I have a little plastic sleeve here and I have all my bits of my practice and my lovely pieces, and what I'm going to do is use a couple of these and add them into my journal. So again, if you don't do journaling, don't suddenly switch this off because everything I do in my journal you could do on a card. So basically, if you don't have a journal, you could just take these and make toppers for cards. And again, it's a great way because if your mojo's gone, there's no pressure because these are half-finished pieces anyway. So say you stamped it up and you didn't like it, you've lost nothing. And the feeling of when I've used a few of these, A, I feel a lot better, but B, it entices Mr. Mojo to come back. So that's another thing to do. And also, I like to organise them in my little pouches or envelopes or boxes, however you store things. And that helps me because I know if I need a quick card, I've got some ready-made backgrounds there. So what we'll do is, I've got one here that I've already had a play around with. And this was one of my backgrounds that I made with my stamping foam. And if you missed that, just pop back and look at my, I have done a video on it. And this was the other background. So this is just simple stamping, but I will have a go at this one and then add it to our journal. So I like the Lilium, well, I like a lot of stamps, don't I? So I used the Lilium stamps, and I'm thinking for this one, I may actually just use one of the Lilium set, a single one. Oh, I think the large one might look nice. And I can put them on opposite sides. I could just put a sentiment on here, but I just want to show you how I added the colour. So I think we'll go for the Lilium. And again, do you know what? Take the pressure off yourself. It doesn't matter. If we like it, we like it. Do you know what? If I don't like it, that can be filed in the bin and I can add this into my journal. No pressure. That's my mantra for this year. I'm going to start the year with no pressure. We're just going to enjoy it. Right. So we're going to use this larger one. And we're going to come in with black. I think the Nocturne. Now I've got a feeling my stamp. That's the other thing you could do, ladies and gents. Look, my stamp isn't sticking. The back needs cleaning. So that's something I should do really, isn't it? Maybe actually sort my stamps out and clean the back of them all. Because there's a little product called glitter, which seems to get everywhere. Right, let's stamp this off and see if that'll stick it down. Oh, look at that, beautiful. If I'd done that on there, that wouldn't have worked so well, would it? So I do hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year. And I have to say, I do find it exciting, all the New Year with all the new products we're going to get and new stamp designs and the anticipation. I can't wait to see what Tracy's got up her sleeve, her crafty sleeve. Now, I must admit, with the Lilium stamps, I've got to be honest, I think they look beautiful, just left in black. But we're going to add a little bit of colour. So we'll file that to one side. Let's give it a bit of a blot. Again, VersaFine Clair, slower drying ink. Might even treat myself, you know, to some new copy paper. I think that would be nice, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, we haven't got the new Inky Binky. I did promise myself one for New Year, but it hasn't happened, so... But it's doing well. Now, I want to add some colour, and I'm going to come in with my watercolour pencils, but I'm not going to use them as watercolour pencils. I'm just going to literally colour with them. Just because the watercolour pencils, you don't have to add water. So let's go for a deep blue and a nice light blue. And we'll just simply add. And the thing is, I want to add some colour, but I almost don't want to obliterate the pattern that I've stamped or the pattern that's behind. So I'm not pressing very hard, and I'm just adding, we'll add a little bit of darker colour. And then we'll come in with the lighter blue. And it's almost just adding a little bit of depth to the design, but not obliterating what's behind. And that these pencils are beautiful for doing this. And, you know, sometimes when Mr. Mojo goes, just sitting, colouring and enjoying colouring is a lovely thing to do. You know what? Sort your pencils out. I bet you've got loads of different types of pencils. And you know what? And if you don't know what to do with them, again, make yourself a list. You know, do a bit of research. Look out what different pencils do. So I'm just coming in with the white, just because for me, I'm not adding water, but I think adding the white over the top, just for me, helps blend those two colours together. So as I say, these are the watercolour pencils, but you don't have to add water. And that is just enough for me. If I just zoom in for you, but you can still see the design through it, look. So I like that. And then I want to add a little bit of sparkle around the edge. So I'm going to come in with this. It's bronze. It's one of the gel pens, the metallic ones. And where we've got this nice edge look, and again, the stamp shows me exactly where. And it'll just add a bit of bling, bit of pizzazz. Sometimes New Year needs a bit of pizzazz. I think we miss it after Christmas, don't we? So I think I'll go around this. And let's add some on these lovely, this stamen. And we'll add a bit on here. And again, that just adds a nice little touch, doesn't it? So I've got the two. And I like that. I'm thinking I may add a word here. I'm not sure, we'll see. So they're ready. And again, you could even just spend the afternoon doing this, getting your little toppers and stamping them up. And matting and layering them, ready for cards. I mean, these would be great for birthday cards. So if I bring my journal in, which is nearly full, and I know a few of you have asked, and I promise I will do a run through. We'll look through every page. But I have got an empty page ready, and I've got my bookmark in. And what I'm thinking of using the same stencil, and I think this is Flurry. It is, yes. And adding, so I'm thinking of having these like this. You could put them both. I think we'll have one on each. So I think we'll use the same stencil and we'll stick with blue tones. I'm obviously in a bit of a blue phase, aren't I? So we've got Della Blue and the Blue Atoll, which is the colour I used in the background. So maybe we'll start off with the Della Blue first. And this is going to be my paler colour. So I'm thinking of maybe, let's open both ink pads. And let's just have a little bit of pale blue in the middle here. And this one is a very pale colour. I've used this a lot, as you know. But then let's go in. Now, I have a different brush for this because for me, the Blue Atoll is a very, very vivid colour. So, and I'm just going to add this here. And that, look at that. Wow, that packs a punch. And then I'm going to come back in with my lighter colour and just blend that join. And let's have a look. I like that, how those, but I just want a bit more along the top here. And again, when you lift your stencil, look, you can see maybe a bit more down the side here. And if I move that along, we might be able to get the whole page in. Look, what do you think? So I'm thinking of putting this here, and if I mirror this corner, I think, yes, I think that should look lovely. So if I turn my stencil round and use this corner, I've got the ink on here already, haven't I? So we'll come in with the lighter colour first again, in here. And then come in with our beautiful Blue Atoll and really give it some welly of this colour up the side. I might have to think of some new phrases for this year. I definitely think we need to do our little crafting dictionary. So there's one for this year. Give it some welly. So we need to tickle our stencil in the middle here, but then give it some welly at the edge. Oh, that's pretty. I might just stop there. So I'm thinking that is beautiful there. So let's move over to our other side. And we're going to add this one this way, aren't we? So again, let's mirror that. I don't want to go over there, do I? So I'll just use that edge. And we'll have a bit of tickling in the middle. Yep. It's a nice bit of tickling there. And then come in with our, give it some welly. Now, what did you get for Christmas? Did you get any new crafting supplies? Have you got anything that you need to add to your list that you need to play with? Would be interesting to know. Are there any Lavinia products that maybe you'd like me to use on a Technique Tuesday? I have to say it was lovely with all the messages about the stamping foam. It's so nice when you do appreciate what we do here, because we don't always know what you're going to like. And to be honest, you know, it's like crafters. What some crafters find useful, other crafters don't. So, you know, it's horses for courses. I think crafting is a very much, but we know that, don't we? It's like we all have certain colours we like. You know, I'm a bit of an orangey girl, but I know a lot of you love the blue. Yellow's one of those colours that not many people like. I always feel a bit sorry for yellow. I mean, I must admit, I tend not to use green a lot. So last year, I almost made myself use green. And now I'm such a lover of green. I love the new green sleeves colour. And I found I use that so much. Right, so if we look at those two together, I think that flows really well. Let me put the lid on my ink pads. Otherwise, you know what'll happen? I'll put my arm. So sorry for leaning across you, but Now, I don't think I need a lot more on here. I'm going to put that there and that there. Definitely need a sentiment and some splats. Now, I'm thinking of bringing in my yellow because it'll highlight that sort of bronzy effect. And I think I'll do my splats before, or shall I go? No, I think I'll go across, you know. So we'll add these. Do you do that? Do you change your mind? I mean, all the time I'm crafting, you know, I talk to myself as I'm talking to you as though you're here with me crafting away. And obviously, Eric's here. I have had a few new crafters message me. And look, it is lovely for you to join us, so thank you for that. But you have asked who Eric is. So for those of our new subscribers, as I say, welcome. And Eric is my Labrador, my black Labrador. And he's my crafty companion. He's 8 now and he loves to just sit under my table here. We're in luck today. He's asleep, but he's not snoring. He was spoilt at Christmas. He had some lovely Christmas presents. Right, so belt and braces. I've got my tape and my lovely Lavinia glue. And I like this with one landscape and one portrait. So we've almost got the continuity of the design and colour, but then the difference of shape. Let's pop the lid on that. And we want to add these, some nice yellow splats. I think a contrast will be nice. So let's just go in this corner and across there. And then some across here. Now this is a fine yellow, so they're nice little, but I have got a larger nozzled yellow. So let's see if we can have some nice bigger, a couple of, oh yeah. So I just wanted that. I want both. I just want a few larger. So let's just go for a few larger. That's better. Some nice, oh yeah. Now again, if you don't like these, don't add them. You don't have to. It's just, where's my lid? There we go. I am a bit of a, do like my splats. Now, I fancy some, I need some of my nice sentiments on here, don't I? So, let's have a look again. I've got quite a few packs of these on the go. So, I'm thinking, oh, what about, yes, that would be nice. One of these before we add. You see, again, I'm thinking, aren't I? The blue goes nice, but I think, yes, I'm going to go for the blue. Yeah, I'm going to go tone on tone, the colour. I'm going to pop that on my scissors. I don't know where I'm going to put this. So I'm going to pop that on my scissors. I quite like it there. Or up there. No, I think I'm going to go for there. I like that. Now, what I have got is I've stamped, I don't know about you, but again, at this time of year, I keep all my little pieces of card. So these pound stamps are perfect. So again, if Mr. Mojo's gone, I just stamp a button because I love the button. Great embellishment. This is the mini button. Again, I've just coloured it with my watercolour pencils, but not added water, just use them as a normal colouring pencil. And that I'm going to put in my little box, my little tin of embellishments. But I'm thinking I could possibly put one on here. So I might add that there. And again, I'm thinking this just mirrors that. And maybe a little bit of our lovely tassels, our lovely little threads, our crafty threads, I think would look nice underneath it. So let me choose a couple and make a little bow maybe. So again, rabbit ears, bunny ears, through there. No, that one's a bit fluffy to do that, isn't it? I'll tell you what, we'll just make a knot. And what I'm thinking is, yeah, I like that. That just adds a bit of... So I'm just going to use a little bit of glue and glue that down. Just so it's a little bit of something a bit different. And again, that's what your journal should be, you know, just... I mean, you could colour your buttons in lots of different colours, couldn't you? You could have an array of buttons. Still think we need some little... Fancy some words on here. Good times ahead. That's got to be on here. So again, with my scissors, I'm going to put that up there. And then with my black fine liner, just so it all matches, we'll just go around that. And as I say, if you were doing a card, you could just add a sentiment on your card. I just want to put some black around there so we've got a nice cohesive design. And I think I need... No, we'll put that on this side. I thought I wanted that there, but... Oh, that looks nice because that still carries on that line. So that can go there. Now again, you could map them on the black card if you wanted. I just like to do my little... But I think I need that line and that line. So one up here. I think we'll go for together. I like together. Because that's what we've done. We've done this together, haven't we? Yes, I like that there. So again, pop that there. Now, if you wanted to put some little handwritten messages on here, but I think that's enough on those pages. I like that. And all this from those little backgrounds with the stamping foam. I think that's perfect. And I've used up a couple of my stamping foam. And you know what? I've really enjoyed doing that. Nice using my stencils, my Posca. Again, I can put my stencils in order while I'm using them. I can put my Posca pens. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that. And as I say, this would be gorgeous on a card. And a DL card, that would be perfect, wouldn't it? Just with a sentiment underneath. And while I'm in the mood, I've got a couple of other pages. So I've got my little bunny that we did the other day. I need to add him to a page. And you know what? I'm nearly there. So I've only got a couple more pages. And our journal is complete and we can have our run through. So exciting. So thank you for joining me today. And thank you for all your lovely comments that you give and all your feedback. And I'm hoping you have a go at just tidy your craft room up a bit. And if Mr. Mojo's gone, you entice him back. I have to say, once you've given him that cheeky brew and biscuit, I think he'll be there for keeps. So you take care, everybody. And you know what? I'll see you again tomorrow. Let's start the year like we mean to get on. And guess what? No coughing. My throat's better. You take care, everybody. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.